Greetings, Horkers, Andalites, Yerks, and Taxons. If you managed to get some earbuds, welcome, folks, to the Wonder Yerks. For all your Animorphs rewatching and eventual rereading needs, I'm Sara, and I got stuck in my Sara morph, so now I'm a namethlit, and Luna is dead.
I'm Satah, and I take issue with the thought that because that would mean Tobias is dead, and I'm not into that.
Long live the new flesh, baby.
That's fine.
This is the Wonder Yerks. And Satah, introduce yourself.
I did. I said I'm Satah, and then I said I have a problem with you implying that Tobias is dead.
Yeah. But he'll get that. He'll get back eventually, I'm sure. So what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Better than I have been. Way better than I have been. Yeah. I saw the mountain goats, and it was a really good and important night that I feel like has kickstarted me feeling like a human being sometimes again. So it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just like that song from Drive.
Like what song?
A real human being and a real hero, a real human. Did you ever see Drive?
I tried to, I think. But I know the reference now. I've seen the memes online.
Okay, fair.
I've seen the like the JPEGs.
Yes, I've also seen some PNGs.
Oh, I've never seen a PNG.
I saw a bump once.
Oh no, I don't allow those on my computer.
And if you ever see when you just break the computer that you're looking at, that's why you're broke all the time, because someone keeps posting PNGs and you have to break your laptop.
Yeah, exactly. I break it and then I give it away.
I just like the idea of you breaking it over your knee like Bane to Batman style, and giving it to a small child and just be like, here, this is yours now.
I like to just walk up to people in coffee shops and go, take this. I saw a PNG and I hated it. I do sometimes ask I ask if they want to trade for their laptop, and they usually say no, but sometimes they say absolutely not. So.
Oh my god, you just can't stand those transparent backgrounds. You need white space back there.
It's terrible. I like my images to be square, please, and I like to know the boundaries of them. I like to look at an image and say, oh, that's how big that image is, and I know because I can see the corners.
You know what? That's a pretty valid response to this day and age. In this day and age, you can't be too sure of anything, can you?
Exactly. You got to see the corners. It's like why.
Just like Rachel says in this episode, some of the squirrels might be her friends. You can't take the world as it seems. You got to know what you can. I'm not having a stroke right now, but I don't know what words are coming out of my mouth.
It's okay. I see where your segue attempt was coming from.
I don't. Can you tell me where? Can you elucidate me?
It's like how when you look at something, you see it, and it's kind of like how Rachel's like, you gotta look at stuff.
That's her famous catchphrase from the books.
Yeah, you gotta look at stuff.
That's what Rachel always says. You gotta look at stuff.
My name's Rachel. Last name I can turn into Big Cat, and you gotta look at stuff. That's my Animorphs tattoo that I got when I was 8.
Damn, you were a hard 8-year-old.
It's very stretched out right now. You cannot read it. I was shorter than I am now.
Where'd you get it tattooed?
Oh, I did it myself.
But where? Where on your body did you tattoo?
Oh, where on my body? Up and down. It's sort of like a side piece, but like a 3/4 view from the back. So it's half hidden by my arm when I've got my arm down. Yeah. Sort of on the ribs, but hidden.
When we did our live episode, you were wearing long sleeves pretty much the entire time, so I didn't really get a chance to see it.
Yeah, well, like I said, it is on my torso, so I would have had to be wearing no shirt, which, I could technically wear sleeves and no shirt, I guess, but I don't.
I mean, if you were truly goth enough, you could just wear a fishnet top.
I absolutely did that weekend, so I.
Oh my god, you are living my best life.
Yeah.
I need to get a fishnet top. Once I get the titty skills back on board, I'm going to buy one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, fishnets are just good as hell.
Yeah, they are.
Fuck yeah.
Speaking of fish, those kids sure did turn into animals, huh?
That's a better segue than mine, but, like, barely.
I disagree. I think it was much better. We start with a cold open, where Rachel is getting ready for, like, a hike with her dad, and she's trying on outfits, and he's like, we're going to be, like, in nature, right? It's just animals. And she's like, who knows? Those animals could be my friends. And it just reminded me, I had like such intense flashbacks to like Girl Guide camps that I would go to, where the leaders would constantly be yelling at us that it's not a fashion show because we wouldn't wear like, people would be like, no, I don't want to wear a bunch of layers because it's not cute. And they'd be like, it's not a fashion show. Don't get hypothermia. It just really, really sent me back. I know it's not an interesting story, but it was such a like visceral transportation for me that I was like, oh no.
Listen, camp counselor Jane, I am going to have my titties swinging in this fishnet top and you can't stop me. I don't care if I freeze to death.
That's I don't dress inappropriately for the weather because of fashion. I just am very stubborn and refuse to admit that weather has any hold over me, and I always have been this way. So, it's like come at me from a different angle.
Is Girl Guides like the same as Girl Scouts? Is that like the Canadian version?
Oh, again, this is something where I think the States is the one with the different version than the rest of the world, but yeah, essentially.
That's right, because Girl Scouts are, like, nationwide, and, like, Girl Guide is... I've never heard Girl Guide in my life before, except for from you.
Well, Girl Guide is the British one and the Canadian one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember, like, there was something in Ireland about Girl Scouts a couple of years ago. I don't really remember, but there was some news story about it. Anyways, that's vague. So yeah, then like they open the door and Victor Trent is there with a bunch of his Goonies, and there's a really good line where Rachel's dad's like, I don't know where you get your vanity from, and then he like looks into a mirror and like does his hair up.
His hair. It's really cute, and she's like, oh, yeah. I have no idea.
It's a good moment, and you know what? I was telling Satah at the end of this cold open that like I've turned a corner on this show, but we'll explain a little bit more. So they open the door, and Victor Trent is there, and he's got his goons. Victor Trent, secretly Visor 3, in case you forgot, just so you know.
Mm-hmm. That makes the scene make a lot more sense.
Yeah, did you not know?
There's so many characters.
Yeah, it's like Game of Thrones.
He was just like a guy. It kind of looked like he was pulling a wonton out of a ring box, and I was like, whoa, what could this be?
Oh, God.
Yeah, like a really bad
like
wonton. That. Yeah.
Like, to me, it kind of looked a little bit more like eel. Like, if you made a wonton out of eel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so Visitor 3 kicks on the door and puts a yerk in Rachel's dad's ear, and then Rachel wakes up and it was a dream.
Yeah, and we get this Rachel's really lovely scene where she's yelling for her dad, and her little sister runs in and is like, hey, our dad doesn't live here. And she's like, oh, right. And then her little sister's like, can I stay with you until you fall asleep? Which is so cute because it's not even like, hey, can I stay in bed with you because I'm scared? It's like, you're obviously having a bad night. Can I stay with you until you feel better, even though I'm 5? And it's just really, really cute.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a really real moment that I am fully expecting. I mean, Marco definitely has some moments of these, like in the books especially, because like he definitely does go into detail of like, shortly after the death of his mother, and he goes into some detail about some of the similar things happening to him that are happening to Rachel here. And it's very nice to see some moments like these in the show. And like I was saying, I have turned a corner on this show, and I think it's like good now.
Hell yeah.
I don't think it's great. It's, it's no Game of Thrones.
Oh, Jesus.
But no, that's a joke. I hate Game of Thrones. I fucking hate that garbage. I like the books, but the show is not good. Did you know that... okay, sorry, brief tangent, but I just want to talk about the funniest fucking thing from the show last season. There is a point when two people are fighting, one of them whose genitals were forcibly removed, and... like, it's Theon and just this other guy. I don't remember the other guy's name, so I'm going to call him Jameson. So, Jameson tries to kick Theon in the balls, but he doesn't have any balls because they got forcibly removed. And so the kick does 0 damage. He, like, does not feel any pain from it. And he just instead grins and it, like, activates his Super Saiyan button. And he beats the shit out of Jameson. And it's so, like, okay, Satah. If you got kicked in, like, your thigh with a lot of force, right? Like, that would hurt, right? Like, you don't have any genitals there whatsoever, as far as I know, at least. And if you do have them there, you have to tell me, because otherwise that's entrapment. But if you got kicked in, like, the thigh, that would hurt, right? It would disorient you.
Maybe.
Like, if you got kicked in the thigh, like, really hard.
Yeah, no, I understand your argument is that kicking hurts no matter what.
Like this is like even if someone's like, even if it was like they were born like Ken doll smooth down there, like it would still kind of hurt the same way that like your armpit is kind of sensitive, I feel like. You know?
Again, I understand that you're saying that kicking hurts. I just think that you're choosing really, really weird examples to illustrate it.
I just very much enjoyed the fact that it activated his Super Saiyan mode when he got kicked in the no dick and no balls.
I feel like of all the parts on my body, the thigh is the place where a kick would hurt the least.
Yeah, point.
But I do get what you're going for there. I accidentally went to hang out with a friend and his roommate was hosting a Game of Thrones watch party, and I generally am very good at letting people just enjoy things. This is the first time I've ever been, I was like hanging out in the room and completely unbidden, I said, I think probably 5 times, I hate this show. And I'm really
Absolute
not like
legend.
that. Like, I'm super not like that. I will just like grin and bear and let people enjoy things unless they're like, you know, shitty in like a quote problematic type way. But like, it just kept... Hi, buddy. Gerald's got pinions.
Oh, Gerald has Game of Thrones pinions.
He sure does.
Oh, Gerald, which season's your favorite? Wait, he can't hear me. You have headphones on.
Yeah.
Can you ask Gerald for me which season is his favorite?
Gerald, what Game of Thrones is your... He's clawing at the screen. Bud, don't.
I can hear him.
Asshole.
Literally every time Gerald comes on this podcast, like, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just fucking love him so much.
He's about to really get into it because he's bugging my microphone again. Okay, so I believe at this point we got to the opening credits.
The exasperation in your voice. Oh my god, someday, and hopefully someday soon, I am going to meet Gerald.
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
He's really, really rowdy because it's spring, which means he wants to go outside. So he's just screaming all the time at the door because he doesn't understand what's good for him.
Oh, buddy. So yeah, we get the title credits sequence.
Yeah.
And Christopher, for the first time in 13 episodes, Christopher Ralph is credited in an episode that he appears in facially.
Is that Tobias?
Yes, that's Tobias.
Yeah, okay.
His voice shows up in every episode, but his face has not shown up since the pilot episode.
Every episode is a strong description of how often Tobias is in the show. This show...
The second episode, he definitely was in it at the very end because everyone had forgotten about him, and like the last thing we hear before the credits is him in ThoughtSpeak saying, "Hey guys, wait up!"
Yeah. There's this show, one of the things I've noticed, I mean, we've sort of commented on it in talking about how they have, like, nerdy interests in common. The show, I think, just by virtue of the fact that you explore relationships in a different way, like passive relationships in a different way in writing as you do TV, the show has a much bigger emphasis on Marco and Cassie's relationship, and it's really cute.
You mean Marco and Cass?
Yeah.
In this episode?
Yeah, like they have like an offside where like Marco is like, I hate nature, and he hits a bug, and Cassie like grabs his shoulders and like shakes him jokingly and is like, you could have acquired that morph. Like, they just have these really nice offhand buddy moments all the time. which you don't really get to see in the book as much because in writing you have to be explicit about it, whereas in the TV show they can just sort of show it. And it's really nice, and I like that they have that connection.
When they're friends, it's good to me.
Yeah, it's really nice. Actually, this episode sort of explores Marco's friendships in the background in a way that I wasn't expecting. Like, there's some interesting... The entire episode, in a way, is framed by Rachel and Marco's friendship. In that... the next thing that happens, essentially, is that Rachel's dad comes to her and is like, hey, I got a job offer, but I'm moving super far away. I think that you should come with me. Your little sister will have to stay here, but you should come with me. And Rachel begins...
Because it's because of like the gymnast instructor, right? The gymnast teacher? Or was that in the books only? I think he mentioned that.
I mean, I don't remember if he specifically mentions it in the show, but it was just a justification anyway.
Yeah.
And she begins she begins talking to herself out loud, making a pros and cons list, which is very funny. And
wouldn't have to hear Marco's bad jokes anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Tempting.
He's the only person who she calls out by name. She's like, well, if I left, I wouldn't have to fight a war anymore. And I wouldn't have to hear Marco's jokes. And it's just... And then we'll get to the end of the episode. It sort of frames it in a nice way. But he's the only one who she, like, says anything about.
Yeah, no, this is MLMWLW solidarity at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. And it's really lovely.
So, yeah, no, it's good. So what happens next?
At this point, Rachel is struggling with this decision, and they go to... This is where we get the Marco and Cassie scene, where they're walking into the woods to try and find Axe and Tobias. There's sort of a throwaway line about, like, yeah, I guess if you're a bird and a weird horse scorpion, you hang out in faraway locations, but I'm so fucking over trees, man. It's great.
It's so good. He does very much say the fuck word there, by the way. Absolutely. They snuck that on the air somehow.
Yeah, they get one every 3 episodes, and this was their one for these 3. And Jake and Rachel are sort of talking about the logistics of Rachel theoretically moving. And they come upon a scene of Axe being kidnapped while Tobias sort of flutters around and yells a bunch.
Yeah. And then there's a really good scene of Axe from the back, like, T-posing.
Yeah. Essentially...
Or not a scene, a shot.
They have, like, a handful of human controllers sort of lasso him.
Yeah.
It kind of
looks like people who got like rejected as chaperones for like the church's like the church's weekend trip, you know?
Okay, yeah, I can work. Okay.
Like the woman specifically, she looks very much like someone who would like try very hard to be an upstanding member of the community, but just say swear words around kids a little bit too many times for the pastor to be okay letting her, you know, be in charge of the kids.
That does sound like pretty much the sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's sort of really the aesthetic and mood of the sharing. Sorry, Geralt is very much screaming at the door again. So the kids are all running and they're trying to they're like, it might be a trap, and obviously it's a trap, and they all get a net that falls down on them. A really big net. And Visser 3 calls them out for, like, why are you in your pathetic human form? Ha ha ha. I do have a question, which is, does Visser see their human forms at any point in the book? Because it seems very much like he would have actually seen their faces in this moment, and that seems like, oh, shit, the jig is up.
He hasn't yet.
But didn't he in this episode?
No. Like, that net was very thick and he was very far away.
I guess.
It would have been a very obstructed view. Especially considering what happens next, because the Ellimist shows up and he summons his stand the world and shouts, Zawardo! And then makes a fart noise. Thanks, Gerald.
Can I help you? Yeah, the Elemist is here, guys. That fucking asshole. This stupid blue centrist.
God, he just is. He's just a fucking centrist.
I hate him. It's nice that he, helps the kids in this roundabout way a couple times through the series and whatever, but I'm done with this dude. It's just like that Sunny screen cap where they're all pointing at the picture frame and it's just me and it's only me and it's the Elemist. I'm fucking done with this dude. I'm sick of him. I hate him. I don't know why he gets to me so much. It's just like you have this power and you're just like, ooh, instead of actually helping, I'm going to do some japes and make you help yourself. Go fuck you. Just help. Just commit
the Elemist sucks ass and he looks like Scott Adsit on The Rock.
Anything.
Or on 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Not The Rock, 30 Rock.
Yeah, he does. And that's okay. But
yeah, that's fine. Scott Adsit on The Rock isn't terrible to look at.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he kind of looks like remember Ted from Scrubs, the lawyer?
No.
Yeah, okay.
But I believe you.
Was that also Scott Adsit? I don't know.
Could be. I feel like he was. Oh, he definitely was in Scrubs, I think.
That's Sam Lloyd is who I'm thinking of from Scrubs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We see, so, okay, the Elemist is here. Time is frozen, except for all of our Animorph friends who get out of this net and start talking to the Elemist about why time is frozen. And he says, yo, humanity's on the brink of extinction or whatever, and I'm here to offer you a place in our alien zoo. And Tobias walks on the scene, and I have missed Tobias's perfect 90s hair so much. He's just got that middle part. Oh,
yeah.
He looks great.
It's juicy. He dumps every morning. He wakes up and dumps half a liter of gel into his hair to get it to stay at just that perfect down hang. Oh, what a handsome boy.
It's great. I will say, so as they're speaking with the Elemist, he lays out the deal that we're sort of familiar with at this point, which is, hey, we will go to... We'll take you guys, we'll take your family, we'll put you in our sanctuary. The rest of humanity, can't do anything about that, but at least we'll save y'all. And they start talking about this. Rachel asks if Tobias will stay human, if Tobias will be able to be human again here. And I will say that because of Tobias's large absence on the show and just how infrequently we not only see him, but the obviously relatively fewer insights we get into his inner life because hasn't really been a narrator in a really long time. The reveal of him being able to be human again is not as striking as it could be and as it is in the books, because we haven't really seen him struggle with anything. Even in this episode, they could have hit it home a little bit harder with he's very frustrated that he can't help Axe when Axe is being taken away, but they probably could have hit that note a little bit harder to push home like how much he would be turning away if they don't accept this deal. Mm-hmm. Which I think is the only big character letdown I have in this, but I think that's sort of an ongoing grievance I have with their treatment of Tobias.
Yeah, I think there's another issue that I have with this episode is how they I get that it's because of time constraints, but Rachel flips on this so fucking quickly. Like it's like, oh no, we have to go, and then like her argument just like flips in an instant.
I can sort of accept that just because of what happens next being so specifically targeted at her.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
I think that that's me doing the thing where I'm like putting my own meaning onto the show, not necessarily something that they wrote into it.
Right, absolutely. I think that's just what we're doing in it as a whole at this point. Did you not get the memo? Is that not what we've been doing this whole time?
I mean, it absolutely is, but I just like to call it out when it happens.
Yeah.
We get this is our third, I believe, Star Wars reference episode in
3
a row.
episodes, yep.
Which is really lovely because Marco is talking about the Ellimist, who absolutely, he is not wrong, does very much look like a stupid Force ghost. And is like, Obi-Wan over here fucking showing up. Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
I fucking love Marco.
I really, really love Marco. And it's at this point that they get traveled to the future, which we know because, they've slapped the grossest yellow filter I've ever seen in my entire life over the film.
It's like if you took the skylines of 50 episodes of CSI Miami and just like put them in laid them on top of each other. It's so ugly.
It's so nasty. It's just, I get they're trying to be like, ew, they made the whole planet super polluted and gross because they're Yeerks and the Yeerks have taken over the planet and they've made it ugly. Ew, no pollution. But it's just difficult to look at.
Yeah. I kind of had to squint for that whole scene.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of difficult to look at, we did skip over mentioning the fact that we've seen one of the worst morphs in the entire series thus far.
Yeah, because Visitor 3 is in his lab, and it's just like, I think there's just like an establishing shot for this show now where it's like, what's Visitor 3 up to cooking up in his lab this week, Animorphs?
Yeah.
And then like, it goes to him and he's like, standing there with a different scientist lady, not the weird like Newman-esque one who's normally there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what is this device that I don't think we've ever seen before? Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, if you could just turn into your Andalite form and try and press your hand in the box, I think it requires an Andalite handprint. And he's like, okay. And then we just get like a 10-second close-up on his face as he does a genuinely grotesque, very difficult to look at transformation sequence.
Yeah, because not only is the transformation gross, but he's just making these bizarre faces, I think to mimic... He sort of makes his mouth into like a tight O, like he's going, ooh, which I guess is to be like, oh, look, his mouth is going to turn into no mouth now. But just that combined with the way that his face is sort of stretching and pulsing is not great. And then unfortunately, we do see it again later in reverse.
Backwards. Yep.
And by in reverse, we don't just mean that he turns back into his human form. Very much it is literally the footage just rewound.
I mean, they don't, you know? Satah, come on. $17, their budget is $17. They cannot really afford very much CGI.
I understand.
It's hard out there.
It's just so blatant because of the faces he's making.
It
makes it very, very obvious.
Like, if he had just been like stone-faced the entire time, I'd be like, is that the same? I think that's the same footage, but I don't care enough to check. But like, because he's doing like wow, yeah, like he's doing like some backstage warm-ups before he goes on stage.
Absolutely is. Make your face as small as you can and as big as you can.
Yeah, we should do that before the podcast from now on.
I'm always doing that. I have a very twitchy face. That's just a little canon fact about me.
Welcome. Yeah, good to know. Good to know.
Yep.
That's canon. Put it on the wiki.
Put it on the wiki. The Wonder Yeerks wiki. Satah twitchy as hell. So we're in the future.
Honestly, Satah, this is probably just another paragraph in the Wikipedia page titled "Satah is twitchy as hell." Because remember when you fidgeted with a ketchup packet for an entire episode?
I didn't fidget with a ketchup packet for an entire episode. I fidgeted with a ketchup packet for about a minute and then realized that you could hear it on the recording, and I threw it across the room.
There's also the thing where you were like spinning your phone in your hand, and then like I said, okay, I'm gonna start counting, and then you threw it across the room.
I threw it
into
my
a lot
lap.
of things across the room.
I don't have a lot of control over my body.
You are so valid.
Well, you know, I'm just out here trying to pilot this thing. What are you gonna do? Speaking of piloting this thing, we see Rachel as a controller. Huh?
Not bad. I like that one.
I liked that one too.
I like that segue.
And adult Rachel has developed an accent.
Yeah, it's an accent, and also as apparently kid Rachel notices breasts, because as soon as adult Rachel shows up and is like, "I'm you, Rachel," Rachel's sight immediately goes down to the chest.
See, I thought that she was just judging her own outfit, because she's wearing like a white pantsuit that I don't think Rachel would would choose. But
you know what?
Could be both. Could be all.
I think it's neither of those, and mine is the funnier way to interpret it. Yours is the more like canonically correct way to interpret it.
I think my way's hilarious.
I'm not saying yours isn't hilarious. I'm just saying Rachel looked at her own boobs. I think that if you look
really, really closely, you'll find that somebody looking at their own outfit is actually like a really good joke.
I mean, that's true, but I never look at my own outfit, but I do look at my own boobs like all the time.
Yeah.
So it's much more relatable to me.
Sure. But I just want to, I really...
I'm all about that relatable millennial humor, the hashtag millennial, that random stuff,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, you heard of Invader Zim?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I went into a hot topic. I went into a hot topic last year, and it was just full of Invader Zim stuff still, and I was like, that's cool.
Are they still selling like exclusively Nightmare Before Christmas stuff too?
Well, it can't be exclusively because I did just say that they had Invader Zim stuff.
Sorry, I meant to say, are they the exclusive distributors of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise? Because no one else is buying that if they're not going into a hot topic.
There was a lot of that, yeah. Just a lot of
general...
God,
that movie is like 15 years old, ain't it?
It must be more than that.
Yeah. Let's just do a quick wiki search.
The kids confront Visser 3, who is now Visser 1 in the future.
Oh, Satah, that movie is 25 years old.
Yeah, that sounds more correct, yeah.
Why did I think that movie came out after I was born?
I don't know. Probably because you saw it after you were born?
I don't know that I ever saw it.
Oh, well, good news. If you watch it in the future, you'll still have seen it after you were born. So I'm not wrong.
Well, what if I go back in time to, like, watch it in theaters? Then it'll be before I'm born. But also after I'm born?
Yeah, see, this is the thing about fucking time travel that we're about to get into, because this episode takes a very wild turn to solve its problem. Yeah.
Because
that,
Kid Rachel grabs...
Yeah, before that, they confront Visser, and they say, Visser 3, and he's like, I'm Visser 1 now. Check out my left-hand man. And adult Rachel comes out, and they sort of look at each other.
Check out my left-hand man, because Visser 3 is all about respecting women.
Visser 3, hire more female controllers.
Can you put emojis in episode titles, because that is going to be the name of this episode.
Perfect. I hope so. They sort of talk about like, ooh, where are the rest of the kids? What happened to them? And they talk about how they ate Tobias with barbecue sauce.
I believe that the exact intonation that Victor Trent gives here is extremely good, because he's like, I ate him with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, it's great. And
like he hits that cue like Babe fucking Ruth hit in a line drive.
Yeah.
Line drive is not what... Is that what pitchers... Is that a baseball term? Line drive?
Why would I know that?
Line drive.
And
a line drive is okay. So the only way that makes sense is if someone used their bat to hit a baseball towards Babe Ruth, and then Babe Ruth hit that line drive, because the line drive happens after you hit a ball.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
That would be fucking baseball elevated.
Yeah.
I mean, that basically
that would be baseball volleyball, which I am into. Just people on, oh my God, just people. So we set up a net in the middle of the baseball field. Maybe we set up 4 nets, and we've got one team in the middle and one team on the outside. No, one team is split, half in the middle, half on outside, and then they're trying to pass it back and forth with their baseballs. Can't touch it with their hands. Has to be with your bat. and the other team's trying to take bases, but also we're going to have to workshop this. Maybe both teams have to be split. Maybe there are 4 teams and 2 of the teams have alliances. Ooh, that could be great. And then you've got the teams A and B, one on the inside, one on the outside, and teams C and D, one on the inside, one on the outside, and C and D are aligned, and A and B have an alliance, and then they're hitting baseballs back and forth over the nets with their bats, and they're taking bases, and then maybe they also have to throw the bases over. I don't know. I just invented a sport. You're welcome.
Satah, can I please get, like, a drawing of this from you? I just want to, like, because you saying 4 nets and 2 teams on the inside and outside, I am so confused, but I need to see this because I love it.
Yeah, okay, I'll diagram it for sure.
Hi, it's me, Jane Sportsman. I'm the commissioner of all sports.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. I'll diagram it. I'll put some arrows in there so you know which way people are going. I'll design a uniform. I will be the first 1-person cheer squad for it, and you will
2-person
not
bitch. You know I'm there day one. You know I am there day one on that cheer squad.
Sure, if you audition.
Oh wow! Ouch!
I was about to make it illegal for anybody else to cheer, and then you came in with that, and I've got to have ground rules.
Oh!
Listen, you can be a commentator. You'll be a great color commentator because you were here for the start of the sport. You'll have all the inside info. There have to be boundaries.
Never was pretty enough to make the cheerleading squad.
It's not about looks, it's about skill and spirit. It's mostly about spirit, because that's the one of those things that I have.
Now see, and that's perfect for you, because you are a ghost, and that's how you can show that spirit.
I'm a ghost?
You're Satah, my running theory about you being like an ethereal ghost that is trying to like just exist solely to inject chaos into the internet.
I didn't realize I was a ghost. I thought I was like a fairy or something.
Yeah, you oscillate between a fairy and a ghost depending on how like the theory is today. Today you're a ghost. Okay.
Yeah. I'm down with that. If I Can Touch Anything, EP by people you meet outside of bars, available on bandcamp.com. Pay what you want. It's an EP about a ghost who's in love with the woman whose house she's haunting. Gaygothvibes.online. So, Kid Rachel.
It's a good fucking album. There's a good music video. Satah put out a very good music video for it. A couple of months ago? I liked it.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did a version of it for the YouTube. Kid Rachel grabs a knife from adult Rachel.
Hold on. Is that the same YouTube channel where you do like your joke videos? Like, is that like your serious channel and also like your shitpost channel?
No, I've got 2.
Okay, I was just not concerned, but like just curious.
Yeah, I kind of have these things separated. I've put all the cool jams about like, you know, my Wonderwall parodies and my songs about how when I'm really sad I delete social media because it's like dying, but you know, with less pressure. I put those on like the fun channel because obviously that was a really fun concept.
Fun channel? That's the fun channel? Social media death is the saddest thing I've heard. Like, that's the saddest set of words that I've ever heard come out of your mouth. I'm actually gonna cry a little. Like, Satah, I wanted to just come over there and like give you a hug. Like, I've never felt sadder for anyone. And like,
okay, that can't be true because last week when you messaged me, hey, do you want a podcast? I said, okay, sure, but I woke up crying.
Oh no, that's right. Oh, Satah, it's a close second. Oh, honey.
Kid Rachel grabs a knife from adult Rachel and tries to stab Visser 3 with it. And this is when we get into some time travel shenanigans that I do absolutely have 100 questions about, maybe 1,000, because as soon as she tries to stab Visser, they get time traveled back to modern times, and they're back in the. They say, "Yo, no, Elemist, we don't want your deal. We don't want to go to Human Zoo." and they're back in the net, and Rachel still has the knife from this future. So we establish in their conversation with the Elemist that this future is not predetermined. It is just one of many possible futures. It's a likely future, but it's not the only one that could happen. So we know there are theoretically timelines, or at least that the future is mutable. And so that's one fact we know about the time travel here. Mm-hmm. The concept that you could go forward to a potential future and bring back a physical object, it's very much hand-waved away later by being like, I guess the Elemist wanted us to have it. Just think of, my first thought is just resources. So imagine you have somebody in a room and you're just making them do actions. Every single action that they do creates a new timeline. You go into that timeline, you bring back resources. You get coal, you get whatever the fuck electricity is made out of. You get fossil fuels, all of the things that we're running out of. You get food. I don't know. All of these different timelines, and you're just robbing from the futures without knowing which future you're going to get to, and just hoping that you're not stealing from yourself.
Satah,
yeah?
I just... The speed at which your brain works genuinely fascinates me, because I would have had to take a couple of days to come to that conclusion if I was thinking exclusively about this if I was thinking exclusively about this. And you just you snapped that off. It's been less than an hour since we watched the episode, and you just thought that up.
It was the first thing I thought of.
Holy shit.
It's also interesting if you think about inventions. Okay, let's say that you wanted
Satah, I fucking love you.
Me too. Let's say you wanted to build something. You wanted to build a machine, or you wanted to, in the development of AI, it could be really interesting. You have somebody sit down, you have them start working, and you have 100 people sit down. You have them all start working in different directions to develop an AI or develop a technology. You go into every single one of their timelines. You find out which one was successful, and not only do you then not have to work towards it, you then just bring that technology back with you. And then, of course, that opens even more timelines. And
now, my question here is that, are you, as a time traveler, are you, sliding up and down a scale? Or, when you go to the future, is there, a future you that you need to worry about running into? Or is it just, is it X-Men Days of Future Past style, where, if you go to the past, it's just your current consciousness jumping into past you's consciousness? Or, swapping, kind of, Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward style?
Well, if we're going by the rules that are set up in this episode, you have separate
bodies.
You have separate bodies that are both physical forms, because I would understand if maybe she was project almost like a hologram, if Kid Rachel was a hologram in the future. That would make sense to me, but she's obviously physical because she grabs something. They're obviously existing on the same plane of existence. They're not in separate planes that are intersecting or anything. They're obviously on the same plane because they physically interact with the same object. So by those rules, and we don't know that traveling into the past is, I assume it is possible because the Elemist is all powerful, but in this episode, we don't see the evidence for it. So I don't know about jumping into the past, though I just assume, extrapolating from what we see in this episode, it would also be a separate physical body. But again, the thought that you can physically remove something from a different timeline, I think that probably traveling into the past would be disastrous, because you could just move things. But again, if and it is obviously different timelines, then I guess you just end up in different timelines and you're just shifting. And then that makes me think of what sort of cosmic energy is caused by if you go back in time and you move something, let's say you move a rock so that fucking whatever, I don't know, you prevent an assassination by taking somebody's gun. Is there some sort of cosmic energy that's created by that timeline shifting into another timeline, shifting into the timeline where that gun was never there? And also if you could harness that.
Satah, I think it's really interesting that I'm really glad you brought this essay written by Gen Urobuchi to us today, but I think we spent enough time on it.
Okay.
I'm saying that. Sorry, that was a bad joke, because do you know who Gen Urobuchi is?
Nope.
he wrote Madoka Magica, and that's like the last 5 minutes there of like the stored up energy of going back in time to prevent an assassination is like that's literally the cornerstone thesis of Madoka Magica.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a show that's much gayer than the creator originally meant it to be.
Yeah, they often are. Mm-hmm. So Rachel cuts them out of the net with her future knife. Ooh, do you think it's like a... No, sorry. Okay, here's the thing. In this... Is it the same knife? Like, does Rachel then theoretically grow up and become a controller and it's the same knife that she stole from herself? See, I don't know. I don't think that makes sense because of timelines. Except, I guess you can have both a closed loop and a time... Doctor Who does it all the time, though fuck whatever their time travel rules are. They're garbage. They all run away. The Animorphs escape. And they go get Axe. And Axe is in the back of the truck.
This is the best episode of anything I have ever been on.
Marco... I actually missed this. Like, So Rachel and Marco hop into the back of this truck that has Axe, like, passed out in it, and he can't move. And Marco's like, I'll take care of it. Jumps into the truck, and there's no key. But then the truck starts moving. Does he, like... find a key? I missed a very important point, obviously.
Honestly, when I saw this, I was just thinking of that part in the first Megamorphs book where he turns into Big Jim in order to drive a truck down the road.
Oh my god, yeah. That's really funny.
The books are so fucking good.
Yeah.
God, have we seen Big Jim in the show yet?
No, I don't think so.
What the hell? Where is Large James?
I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get Monkey.
Anyways, so they crash, and then Rachel turns into a lion and roars to scare off all the other controllers.
Yep, it works.
Because
way too well.
I got a big question here. What was their contingency plan if Axe or Tobias or anyone had noticed them sneaking up? Because there is no way you were getting a lasso on an alert Andalite with their razor sharp tail and razor sharp mind at the ready. You are not going to be do they have because if they didn't have any backup, then what the fuck are they doing? Visor 3 deserves to get shit canned. He deserves to be as incompetent as Visor 1 makes him look every time they run into each other. But if they did have a backup plan, why didn't they bring it with them when they were chasing after the Animorphs?
Yeah, no, it's nonsense. And, the fact... Okay, and also, as the human controllers are running away, they're not like, they morphed. They're like, a lion! You guys know you're chasing Animorphs, right? You shouldn't be surprised when a random animal shows up. You can't be like, there's a lion in this forest. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, bye. No, you know what you signed up for.
I have another question. Mm-hmm. Adult Rachel just had that knife on her belt loop, right?
Yeah, I guess she had it attached to her in some way. It wasn't in like a holder or anything, though, so she must just be nicking her fingers every time she's trying to put her hand in her pockets.
Yeah. It's just kind of like a weird decision obviously for Rachel, but for a future where you control the entire world, why do you need a pocket knife?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense logistically for several reasons. One of which, they're fascist dictators who own the entire world. I don't know why they would need weapons in general, but specifically a knife. Surely she would have a gun or something, right? But I guess
that I can see. I can.
You can't have
maybe a flat. Maybe she's got a flashlight or something.
Yeah, but you can't cut your. I mean,
the Dracon beam. Say that the Dracon beam. I'm not just saying she has a tactical flashlight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why would they? Surely they would have sci-fi weapons. I don't know.
A Dracon beam.
Yes, exactly. It's very bizarre, or at least a laser sword. You know, not a knife that looks already old. It's very weird.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. There's a reason that it looks so old because it's been living this time loop forever.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's canon.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up. They get out, and then like Rachel is like having a talk with her dad, and her dad's like, "You're not coming with me, are you?" And she's like, "No, sorry, Dad."
I got shit
and then Marco,
to do.
And then Marco and Tobias come out of the woods, and they're like, "Well, guess you're staying after all."
Yeah.
It's a really good Marco. It's a really good moment.
It's really lovely, and I specifically liked it. Again, I understand that this is me overreading into something, but
yes, same.
But it's great that they single out Marco and Rachel for this moment because other than Tobias, they're the two remaining human kids who would have the most to gain from the Elamists' deal, which was basically like I can return your families to you. The two of them have the most to gain from that, and so it's nice that.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Other
Tom.
than Tobias. Well, yeah, but like.
I think just in the strictest sense of things, like Rachel's absentee father is probably better than like Tom's beloved brother no longer being in control of his body whatsoever.
I don't know.
I think it's debatable, but
yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but I understand where you're coming from. But also, I guess then I could go more specifically the two kids with the parent shit who would would sort of have their family return to normalcy in that way. I think it's nice that they get to have a moment where they're like, well, we sure did make that choice, huh? And they sort of punch each other in friendly ways, which is really sweet. I imagine.
And then Rachel's like, the Elamist was not a centrist after all. He was a real leftist. He let me keep this knife.
He let me take this knife. I imagine that Rachel and Marco communicate a lot through punching. I think they probably punch each other's arms a lot.
100%.
Yeah, and so it's nice to have that little moment. And Marco's excuse for why he was like lurking by Rachel's house is, I was walking my bird.
It's a good line.
And Tobias is like, hey, just so you know, I am here. You won't see me for the next 3 minutes, but I'm here. And then he just goes silent because we can't afford bird pay.
We can't afford ADR either.
Yeah, it's too bad.
And then Rachel has like a closing monologue. And then there's like, over the end credits, there's like a next time on Animorphs. We're moving to the Nickel Zone with a double feature. And then there's like a call sign for like a weird character, that I'm assuming like Kids WB had this like rotating cast of hosts. I specifically remember one being a dirty sock. Yeah, I don't know either, but they did have that. But it's just like, I'm assuming it's like the O in the Nickel O zone because it's like hang out with O, and then like I'm assuming O cuts in. It's like woohoo, and then that's the episode.
Yep.
You know, I liked it. I gotta say, I'm turning a corner on this. It's definitely because we are putting way too much into this show, way more than the original scriptwriters actually did. But I like it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just how I experience media, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, with any show, you always have to give it, a few episodes to find its feet. And they're
a few or 10, yeah.
Yeah.
1 or 10, yeah. So we didn't get any questions this week, so shame on everyone. So I guess we just move straight into plugging our shit and saying and getting out of here. Because if you want to find us, you can check us out on at the Wonder Yerks on Twitter or thewonderyerks@gmail.com. We are, if you want to support the show, patreon.com/fearbaiting supports this and our sister podcast, Fearbaiting, which is a queer horror movie podcast. Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm going to read off the patrons that we have. Because we have patrons. View all current patrons. Thank you, Patreon. You put that button right there. At $10 a month, you get to demand that we watch a movie. And the people who've yet to demand a certain movie that we watch include Michael Kaiser, Sophie, Catherine J, and Alec. Though Alec's been on like 5 episodes by now, so like I don't know if they've got anything left in the tank. Also at the $5 level, where you can give us a message that you force us to say on our podcast, Paul Bechtel and Twitter user Lauren Altergeist. Thank you very much for your support, folks. If you can't support us financially, no problem. Lights will stay on no matter what. But you can support us by rating, reviewing the show on iTunes. We would greatly appreciate that. Helps get our numbers up. Talking about the show, all that stuff. We can't afford to advertise. I'm just pulling out the McElroy line here. We don't pay to advertise the show anywhere. So the community support is really helpful. If you want to find me specifically, I am at at Gayest Lulu on Twitter or chiesatonaka.tumblr.com. I also do another podcast, a Letism podcast called Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. It's very good. And I was also a guest, and I was also an interviewee on an episode of In Pursuit of Passions, where I talked about transformation, and my ass is entirely out, and I'm warning you about this in advance. I think it's a very good interview. I think Emily did a great job interviewing me. It is a horny It is horny. We do talk about horny things, so just be aware. There before the grace go by. Go. I'm living my best life. Live yours.
Yay! I'm on Twitter. Nudity with an EA instead of a Y. I do music as people you meet outside of bars. You can find my stuff on Bandcamp at www.gaygothvibes.online. I've got a Patreon for that. You'll find all the links. It's all there. I got stuff. I've always got stuff going on. I got a project coming down the line right now that's incredibly stupid, and it is music related, and it is going to be very, 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 very dumb.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
All right, and that's going to do it for this episode of The Wonder Years, folks. We'll be back in 1 week. And, I was also going to mention, Blair is fucking back in, 3 weeks.
Woo!
So, like I said, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. We are going to put our review of the show on hold. We are going to have Satah join us as a permanent fixture to continue reading the books because Satah has read along thus far. Mm-hmm. And I am so fucking excited to get back into the books.
Me too. It's really sad because I was, reading them along with the show. I'd already planned on rereading them, and then you started the show, and I was like, that's a cool excuse. And I caught up, and then the show stopped, and you invited me to come on the show as a host, so I had to stop reading so that I can, read with y'all, and I just want to start fucking reading the Animorphs again, so I'm pretty ready.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, until next week, I'm Sara.
And I'm Satah.
And remember,
keep your hand on the Escafil device.
You can find more musical samplings like that at gaygothvibes.online.